Hey everybody, it's Jennifer, and today I thought it would be really fun to do a full face of drugstore first impressions. I haven't done one of these videos before. A lot of these products came recommended from other YouTubers or just stuff I saw on Ulta's new arrivals that I wanted to try, and then it just kind of tumbled into, well, I need to get these last 2 or 3 things to make it a full face. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I am, of course, filming this after I've filmed the main portion of the video, and I just want to get it out of the way in case somebody notices. My eye is very red, very irritated, and it's watering like crazy, so I don't know exactly if I just have something in it or if it's something that I have on that is irritating it, because of course these are all first impressions, new products, so it's new for me, it's new for you. If you enjoy it while you're watching, give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel. Of course, new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you should follow me on Instagram. It's always linked down below so you can have a sneak peek of new looks that are coming to my channel. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna go in with is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. I really wanted to find the Poreless Putty Primer, I think is what it's called, the Putty Primer, and my store must have been sold out or something, so I got this. Let me take a little bit of this. This feels really silicone-y. Normally that doesn't bother me, but this almost feels greasy. It feels different than any other kind of pore refining primer I've ever used. My skin is going through it right now. Like this is just like a whole other third eye, but it's fine. So for foundation, I'm going to be taking the new Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Protective Makeup with, this has SPF 50 in it, Jesus. And mine is in the shade 110 Porcelain. I'm going to take some on my Real Techniques brush. This smells like sunscreen. It's not overpowering, but I can definitely smell it. It's blending out okay. I don't remember. I watched somebody do a review of this foundation, and it seemed to have way more coverage for them. It's not really covering my redness at all. I didn't even try to put it over this growth, but it's not really covering the redness on my cheeks or any of my like freckles or anything. I'm still very red, so let me grab my Sigma F80 brush and we'll try it on this side with a brush. The last time I filmed like a makeup video was my Juvia's Place foundation and my Makeup Revolution Pride palette, and that whole day was just not a good makeup day for me. So this is blending in really easily, but I feel like this is gonna work. Don't let me speak too soon, but I feel like this is gonna work way better with a sponge just because I'm getting lots of texture from using the brush. I feel like I got a little bit more coverage with the brush. Let me see if this builds. Just hanging a little bit more. I really just want more coverage on that and my redness. I feel like if I buff it in with a brush and then go over it with the sponge. Maybe that'll help it. Okay, so I have it all buffed in, and I'm just going to go over it with a sponge and smooth it out. It definitely looks better texture-wise on my skin, at least, and of course everybody's skin is going to be different. It definitely looks a lot better on my skin with a sponge, like texture-wise. In my head, this was gonna be kind of like a throw on in the morning and just go run errands or something, and it can be that, but when I do that, I don't typically get out a sponge, and that is how I got it to look decent. But this is very dewy. It's not setting down at all. I'm going in now with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and I have mine in Fair Rose. So I don't really know how much to use of this or how fast it sets in, so I'm just gonna do one eye at a time with the same sponge. My air just came on, and I hope it's not crazy loud. Yeah, I like this. This seemed to cover pretty well. It's like 9:30 at night, so I won't be doing a full day wear test, but right off the bat, I will be using this again because it covers and it brightens. So I like it under my eyes. Sorry. I like it under my eyes, but now I'm going to put it on this thing up here, and I have a little thing happening down there, and I'm gonna see if this adds some coverage. Yeah, it does. It didn't fully cover that, but I really don't think there's anything on God's green earth that can cover that sucker right now, so moving on. Next, this is from Hard Candy. I haven't honestly used any product from Hard Candy in years, but this is the Sheer Envy Blurring and Pore Refining Loose Finishing Powder. I have mine in the shade Universal, and now that I'm looking at it, that looks pretty dark, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how this goes, so I'm going to maybe tap some out. There we go. Yeah, that's looking really dark. I'm kind of scared for it, especially under my eyes. This is the only powder I bought, so it's the only new one I have. We're gonna go for it. I'm scared. I'm gonna set my entire face. Oh, oh no. So this is definitely just going off again on my skin because I'm pretty freaking pale, so I can't speak for people that are darker than me or even paler than me. But just off of my first impressions of this, this is not universal whatsoever. Let me get the rest of my face set, and I'm gonna go back in and try to fix that. I'm not even taking a lot. I normally use a ton of powder when I set my face. Even though I have drier skin, I just prefer powder. My face is set. I think on camera it's actually looking okay, but in real life, just know that, well, my arm sounded good. Just know that this is pretty off for what my foundation and my concealer both were. My foundation was a little dark anyway, and then my concealer, like, this is definitely not a universal shade in my opinion. If you're my shade or lighter, then that's definitely going to be too dark, and if you're darker, like very deep skin tone, this is not maybe to highlight under your eyes, but that's, no. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to take the Maybelline City Bronzer and Contour Powder, and this is in the shade 100. I think I saw the Taylor using this and it made me want it. I'm just gonna go in with a Wet n Wild brush. This is not the contour brush from Wet n Wild. This one is, but I like a fluffier brush. I think this might be the blush brush. So this looks a little off too, but most of the times anything that Taylor recommends I can get behind, because you know, she's fair like I am and it works out most of the time. She has drier skin like I do. She used to have very acne prone skin like I do. And I feel like she's very honest in her reviews. So for me, but I'm gonna try everything a few times and then you'll see it in a favorites and hate it's probably. But first impressions, this is nice. It's matte, there's zero shimmer in it. It's a pretty decent sized pan in, of course. So the highlight is slightly cheating a little bit, if you think about it. I made an entire video on these highlighters from Wet n Wild, the loose Mega Glow highlighters. But I just now found this color. This is You Glow Girl. I normally use I'm So Lit. Open, this is You Glow Girl. So let me just tap some out. If this performs like the other two from like the loose highlighting shades that I have, this is gonna be more than enough highlight. I'm just gonna take this on just a stippling brush. Oh, okay. It looks very bright. I mean, I'm a fan of it. My skin looks ridiculous from that powder, but excusing that, this highlight is very pretty. I was a little concerned about the shade. I couldn't honestly find any other highlights that I had any interest in adding to my collection, because I have tried the Maybelline like Master Glaze or Master Chrome or whatever they are, and I hate them, so I couldn't really find any other ones that I would feel comfortable adding. I like it. That is super pretty. And you can build those up until they're ridiculous, or you can use them very light-handed, and they're super pretty. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I saw this on Ulta on the new arrivals and it was sold out already, but I luckily found it at my local drugstore. This is the Maybelline Lasting Fix makeup setting spray. Let me, hold up. Okay, so from what I could see, it really looked like it was gonna be like a fire hose, but I held my hand up and it seems pretty decent. So here we go. Okay, it's pretty much all the way dry. I have a few little droplet pieces on my forehead. Whenever I get that with a lot of setting sprays because I use so much. But whenever I get that, all I do is just kind of pounce it in with my beauty sponge. Yeah, okay, I like that. I'll use that again. So far I like everything except for the powder from Hard Candy. So now we're gonna go in with brows, and this is the Rimmel Brow This Way brow sculpting kit, and I have mine in medium brown. What? Oh, there's plastic. There's plastic over it. Okay, so it comes with a gel and a powder, right? Yeah, a gel and a powder. Then it comes with this tiny little spoolie that I actually really like, the size of that. And it comes with this tiny little double-ended, and they look to be the exact same shape, just angled brushes. I'm just gonna use my Ulta brow pencil and brow brush, and let's see. Okay, so that's pigmented. I wasn't expecting that. One of the main reasons I like the e.l.f. one so much is that it's so affordable. It's like $2 or $3, but I think this was also under $5. Okay, so I normally go for a better arch, like they're still arched, you know, but I normally go for a pointed brow, and this is definitely more rounded, but I mean, yeah, I like that. It's definitely a different tone than what I'm used to. It's a little warmer, it seems like. So I have my brows on. I don't normally wear gel. I don't normally wear a brow gel or like the spoolie brow gel where it sets your brows down. Here lately I've just been doing powder and rolling with it. And so far this is nice. It's definitely a darker tone than what I'm used to. But I mean, yeah, it's fine. Next, for eyeshadows, I actually have 4 palettes. I hauled these. These are all the CoverGirl palettes. They're new. I have Rain, Overthrown, Revolution, and then I have Ascension. So I'm just going to set all 4 of these out on my table in front of me. I'm going to open up all 4 of them, and I'm just gonna pick what I want. I'm definitely not gonna stay just in one palette, because now that I'm looking, which one is this? Rain. I didn't notice when I hauled it, but all 12 of these shades are shimmer, so I'm definitely not gonna stay just in one palette. The rest of them have a few mattes in them and then shimmers, but I don't, Rain is just solid shimmer. So we're going to, and these all have names for these shadows, which makes me happy. I'm going to start with a shadow shader brush, and I'm going to go into the Revolution palette, and I'm going to take Bare It All, which is just a creamy nude shade. So right off the bat, these are super powdery. They have a lot of kick up, so that's awesome. I'm a little concerned for my face makeup now, but it's fine. So I'm just taking this and putting it over my lid from my lashes up into my brows, and then I'm also going to sweep it underneath a little bit. I somehow have a dog hair on me from my dad's house, so. Okay, so that was fun. It's just a good neutrally shade. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to take a crease brush, and I'm going to go into the Ascension palette, and I'm going to take Curtsy, which is just a rosy taupey shade. And I'm just going to throw this down as a transition shade. This is 12, 24, 36. This is 48 eyeshadows, so I feel like I should be able to make a look out of just these 4 palettes. So I'm just wiping off that exact same crease brush, and now I'm going to build up the crease just a little bit. I'm gonna go into the Revolution palette again, and I'm gonna take Brazen, which is this warm shade, warm orangey shade. I've noticed a lot of the looks I've put up are warm tone smoky eyes or warm tone makeup in general. I think I'm gonna do a cool tone makeup look just to kind of scoop me up out of my comfort zone. I used to wear cool tone, warm tone, colorful. I used to just not care. I used to not have a comfort zone. I used to just do whatever. I never wore the same makeup twice, like the same look twice. Just since I've had Ellie, or really since I've gotten pregnant, I just stuck to what I knew I could get done the quickest. So that built it up pretty good. It's definitely not overly pigmented to where you're gonna mess up your makeup. So now I'm going to go in with Get It mixed with a little bit of Ruthless to deepen the outer corner. Okay, so those are pigmented. Let me add some to this eye. And then next, I'm not getting really any fallout now that I'm looking. I think the orangey pieces I saw was actually my face powder, but the shadows don't seem to have any fallout now that I'm really looking up into my eye. So, I mean, that's good. I'm done building my crease for a second, and I'm going to go in with just any shader brush. This is from Lexi. It's the 239. And I don't want to wet my brush right off the bat and just give these shadows no chance. Okay, so the Revolution palette and the Rain palette, a lot of these have very similar colors with different undertones. Like this is a very green gold and this is a very yellowy gold. I keep on thinking I'm finding repeats and I'm not. It's a little irritating because I'm like, oh, I got them. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the more green gold out of the Revolution palette. This is called Legend. And I'm going to try it with a dry brush first, tapping out the excess. And I'm going to maybe. Oh, yeah, there it goes. A little bit. Okay, well, I lied. Let me load up my brush. I'm going to take the same setting spray and wet my brush and see if this helps it. Okay, that definitely helped it show up. This is just a really brassy green gold. Let me see if this works. I'm just going to take another shader brush and I'm going to go in with Crowned from the Rain palette. This is just a more champagne-y gold shade. No, I lied to you guys. I totally lied. I'm going to take Prerogative. It's a bronzy goldy shade. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush. And I'm just going to kind of add that over the very center of my lid. Maybe? Is that even showing up as different? A little bit. I'm just going to take a clean crease brush and I am going to take Truffles from the Ascension palette, which is this. Yeah. Hold up. I might have lied. Yeah, I'm going to take Truffles and I'm going to get him on this outer corner and blend him up into my crease just to darken this a little bit. That's not darkening as much. So I'm going to go into Overthrown and I'm going to take Conviction, which is the black. And I'm going to stamp it on with a shader side of this brush first and then blend it out. So that's definitely showing up more. Of course I got fallout. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Brazen, which was that orangey shade we put in our crease, and layer it up to blend out harsh edges. Okay, so I'm gonna even out this eye. This is in the Overthrown palette. I'm going to take Legacy and I'm going to wet my brush just a little bit because I definitely want this to be pretty bright. And I'm just gonna kind of rope that in to the gold that's on top. So now I'm going to take a smudger brush and I'm going to take Brazen, get it, and then on the very outer edge I'm going to put Conviction, which is the black we use. So I'm just gonna on the very outer edge, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp in my wing, and somehow those did not even come out even. So overall, these, in my opinion, are really good palettes. I'm definitely going to play around with them more. You definitely need a bang for your buck. These are all. There was really only fallout with the black, which is to be expected. I've never used a black eyeshadow that didn't have fallout, so these are $15 a piece. I definitely like these so far. So now we are going to go in with liner, and the only liquid liner that I found that I really wanted to try out was the Lash Paradise, Voluminous Lash Paradise liner. So I'm going to take this. I'm probably going to cut this out, but I'm just going to do a wing. So I got to get up in here. Okay, so these wings definitely came out a lot heftier than what I normally do. They're totally not even. I normally use the Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black, and it's a pen, so, and it's a brush tip, whereas this is a felt tip and an inkwell type. I'm just not used to using those anymore. I mean, I couldn't really get a very sharp edge on my line or a very sharp point. But I mean, it is black. It covered up the glitter that's in my eyeshadow, so I guess pass. I'm just not used to it. For mascara, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade mascara. The only mascara I've ever used from Wet n Wild was the, what was it, like the super skinny mascara or something that Taylor always uses on her lower lashes. I'm going to use just this. It has a very strange brush. It's very plasticky, and there is a ball at the tip, so my plan is to use the regular piece of the brush for my top lashes and the ball on my bottom lashes, but we'll see how that goes. So just off of the first little layer I did, I definitely like it on my bottom lashes. It's separating and lengthening them, but my eyeliner is so thick you can't really see it on my top lashes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat the same on this eye. So it's definitely giving me those really nice separated, lengthened bottom lashes. That'll never happen again. I threw it and it landed on my bed. So this is nice. It's a very wet formula, but we'll move on from it. I don't have any new lashes, but I do want to throw some on because my liner is just very out there. This, I think I just blinked and got mascara all over myself a little bit. My eye is watering just because I'm not used to different mascara, which is just a sad little thing to admit. I'm going to take some Ardell Demi Wispies. These are definitely not new at all. I'm just going to throw these on. So that was fun. I'm going to throw on some Blistex lip serum. Again, I had it on throughout the entire video. It's just starting to sink in, so I'm going to reapply. I don't know what exactly it is or if you can see, but this eye is getting red and watery and irritated. It was doing that before I put lashes on, so I think it's probably the liner or eyeshadow, but so lastly, for lips, I have two options. I have the e.l.f. Liquid Matte Lipstick in Red Vixen, and I have the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in So Noir Cool. I pretty much always wear nudes or reds, and I'm really kind of feeling wearing this black and trying it out, so that's what we're gonna go with. I haven't worn black lipstick since high school. My eye is watering so bad. I'm gonna give this a few seconds to set down. My eye is literally watering. I don't know what I did to deserve this. I'm going